I am by no means an expert, and I don't look to be an expert in the area, but I do know a lot about what I see, and I know a lot about what people are saying, and stay informed with, hopefully, educational people. Plus, this kind of helps me learn things myself if people answer me in the comments section and give me perspectives and give me, fixing information and stuff. I think that's important to understand. That's actually how I've learned a lot as a teacher, is through mistakes. I mean, everybody should be learning through mistakes. I mean, you could be wise and learn without making the mistake by looking at others' mistakes, which is what I try to do, but nobody's perfect. So, okay, let's talk about this. It's been weird, man. It's been weird on Twitter. We always have a lot of dumbasses in the comments section everywhere. I think we all know that. And I'm going to be aggressive because this is a very aggressive topic. So I'm sure if you've been on Twitch in the past week, you have heard the letters DMCAnger put all together. And a lot of people are freaking out about it. A lot of people are saying, don't worry about it. A lot of people are saying it's a hoax. A lot of people are saying, God, why are you complaining? Because this has been happening from the very beginning. Other people are saying, you should have known from day one when Justin.tv was birthed out of the womb of the internet, and that you should understand DMCA law. So I'm not going to address the law per se. I want to address people's perspectives on this and actually explain why people like me are incredibly saddened and royally pissed off that this is happening. And it's not the fact that it's happening, it's the fact that there are legitimately genuine people out here who want to make up for their mistakes but can't, and want to protect themselves but can't in the way that we want to. And as a result, it damages not only our brands, but also damages Twitch. Okay? So, let's review, class. All right, let's review. So, DMCA, obviously, to make it very simple, it's about music, right? You cannot play licensed music without permission. You need 3 licenses. Twitch doesn't have those 3 licenses, which means there's a lot of music you have to avoid. Things like the top 500 songs, any type of albums, like these basically, like, you can pretty much figure out, like, what kind of music can you not play on Twitch. All right, obviously bands, any artist that is not given permission, written permission even, and there's no licensing to actually play, you can't play that on Twitch. All right, I'm gonna keep it the most bare caveman explanation for you ever. All right, on top of that, there are certain gaming companies that don't want you playing their video game music. Video game music is a very, very, very low risk. That's where I fell, right? Like, I'm in the less than 1% chance of getting struck down, but I do have a lot of Square Enix music, so I have to be careful of that. And there are some things in the middle that are kind of like medium risk and things like this. Obviously, you're perfectly safe if you play copyright-free music, DMCA-free music, however you're going to call it, or however it is called. But essentially, as long as you're playing copyright-free music, or if theoretically, if you own your own music and have the licenses and have bought the licenses for you to be able to play this, you're good. I don't actually know if you own the 3 licenses, if you can still play it on Twitch. I don't actually know if that's the case. But you do need to have even, like, written consent from the artists if you do play their music, showing that, hey, I have the rights to this, and I have the rights to perform it, which would be a license, I guess. See, that's why I said don't take me as an expert on that. However, that's the basics of what we're talking about today. Here's the thing, and this is where you get your notes out, okay? Start writing it down. So there are many people right now who can be identifying these 3 main bubbles, all right? These are very vague bubbles, all right? These are going to be very vague bubbles. And they are the babies. No. Covers, I believe, also get busted. Covers of songs get busted. That's why Just Dance, Twitch Sings technically, karaoke cannot be done. I can't even, like, sing out of tune right? It'll be picked up. So first of all, we have the babies, as I'm calling them, right? And I don't want to be mean, but there are people who are basically saying, I want to play music because music is free and music is a community thing. And while that's all true, morons, artists need to be paid, artists need to be recognized. So you're very much out of there. All right, this is the first one. So these people just want DMCA not to exist. They don't want the licensing to be required. They just want music to be free and willy-nilly, like if the Mona Lisa was released from the museum and everyone could sell it. That's what they basically want. You can't have that. All right, that's not how it works. No one would want to take you wouldn't want someone to take your image, like take my face for example, or taking my Dunsparce up there and just using it wherever they wanted. No, you need recognition because that's your property, right? Your face is your property, your brand is your property, your music is also your property, which means that they do deserve to be paid for it. So these people who want to listen to Aerosmith or want to listen to Cardi B, right? They want to be able to play it for free. That's not how that works. Now, there's a group, and I'm going to put myself in this group. And these are the people that we want to focus on today, right? It is the I didn't know it wasn't clear group, all right? Or the system is always changing. This is a group that I would say is kind of like this is like the guilty innocent, right? It's people like me where back in 2015 and 2016, I didn't understand the rules. I knew to avoid covers, right? I knew to not just throw in my favorite Sum 41 album. I don't have one, but I didn't throw in my favorite Green Day album. I'm giving myself music preferences during this talk. There you go. I didn't throw in my favorite Bon Jovi album, all right? I knew to avoid that, but I played video game music because I thought it was safe, and that's not always the case. We're going to get there, gigahertz. We're going to get there. So this is a very general group that's basically saying that, hey, we don't have an identification system on Twitch, which we don't, other than muting the VODs, but that doesn't actually mean much of anything because we didn't know that meant it could lead to strikes later on, right? These are the people who are confused why things are being deleted and without permission, why it can't be refuted. Like, these are the people who are trying to basically make up... No, as in terms, not the system, the music, and fine, I'll change this. I'll change this to be more clear. The music industry is always changing the rules. And I'm not saying they're right, but I'm saying this is what it looks like, okay? It's the, I tried, but it's too hard group, okay? And then there's this group, and this is what prompted this talk today. This is the group that tilts me, okay? These are the people who have essentially said that DMCA has been around forever, that the music industry has always had these rules, shut up, sit down, make amends, you should have known this, okay? Now, I'm not saying that this group's bad, but this group is attacking the wrong people, okay? Watch this. So, the people who are saying, wait, I want to play music for free. They're only thinking about themselves, okay? They are thinking about, hey, I want to play music because I want to do whatever I want. Hee XD, I'm not making money off of Twitch. And I'm going to do whatever I want. That's literally the argument I've seen on like Twitch, on the Twitch Twitter threads, in like comment sections when it comes to like when it comes on Twitch and stuff like that, and people are talking about this. They're like, well, I'm not making any money, so what do I give a fuck that I get in trouble when it comes to DMCA? Strike me down, oh well, whatever. I'm doing this for fun, right? Why can't I play music when I'm doing this for fun? So they're thinking about themselves. The people who are saying it's not clear, these are the people who are thinking about both groups here. We're thinking about this group here, which is going to admittedly ruin it for all of us. And then we're thinking about this group down here, who is berating these people who didn't know, who are trying to make amends, and are being essentially shamed for asking for a better system that could help. So now what's happening is we fall into, like Gigahertz Gaming said, this inconsistency, right? We're falling into this thing of we have to deal with this so many years later with thousands of thousands of hours per individual, but millions of hours in general on Twitch, and it's making it very, very difficult for us to have to do this especially when we're given 48 hours notice. And the excuse that we were given, or the solution that we were given, is delete your legacy of content. Now this group here is looking at both this, but what they're really looking at and should be looking at are these guys up there. So obviously this is not wrong. It is our fault, right? And this is why I'm talking about DMCAnger today. This is why I want to talk about DMCAnger, all right? First of all, if we're pissed here, right? If we're pissed here, we're pissed for a legit reason, because Twitch has essentially given us the finger and has said, hey, we're not helping. No refutes, which is legal, and no ifs, ands, or buts, delete your content or prepare to get struck down. Even if it was a hoax or a scare tactic or whatnot, they've essentially scared the people who would want to make amends. Like, this is, like, out of everybody that I've watched, they're in this and they want to be able to fix it, right? So let's make it clear. Don't want to fix. Generally, again, a super general thing, right? They want to fix. And this is the why wasn't it fixed before? Okay? All right. Yeah, I can student. Hold on, I can teacher. All right. So when people are getting pissed off at other people, like, who have the same opinion as the people in this group, when they're saying, like, hey, I didn't know, now I gotta go through and delete all my things, and they're like, well, morons, you should have, oh, is there wraparound on this? What? Is there actually wraparound on this? There is wraparound. Oh my god, Liz, you're a hero. Thank you. Oh, good morning. Okay. So when you're getting upset at people like this, all right, these people should really reconsider where to point their anger. Thank you. They should be pointing their anger at these people. These people are going to actually make it worse. Because remember, the individual is responsible for the music that plays on their channel. I'm okay with that. So yes, if I have to delete my content, or if I have to delete the content that's an offense, I will do that, because I didn't know, and I want to keep my job, and I want to keep my thing on Twitch going, right? I would like to continue my mini career on Twitch, right? I respect the business, I respect the rules, I respect musicians, and I respect companies that have the player rights and have, you know, laws around playing music correctly. I don't necessarily agree, especially when it comes to video game music, with terms of rights and uses, but that's not up to me. I am not a lawmaker, and I just want to play video games and create entertainment for people. I will fight it, but I'm also going to respect rules that already exist and have existed for years. So these people that are highlighted, you're gonna be the problem. Why? Because you can't change it alone. It needs to be changed first. But until that is changed, this shit is dangerous. This shit is the thing that's gonna get everybody in trouble. Because remember, you have to think, right? Here's the music industry. They look at, let's go 8. Nope, that's gonna make a penis. Okay, they are staring at Twitch, and they're saying, hey, there are people on your site playing music unsolicited. We're gonna charge you $1 bazillion, let's just say, right? It's thousands of thousands per person, which ends up feeling like $1 bazillion. And Twitch goes, fuck that. We're gonna go look down at the creator and make them responsible, because they are responsible, because these people are responsible for the music that they choose. Because Twitch, they can't milk us. What are they gonna do? Charge me $8,000 I don't have? I don't have money, right? Twitch has money though. And it's on their site that the content is being created. So Twitch has to target the creators and say, hey, you're individually responsible, which is true, because that is the law, and you need to fix this, or we're going to get rid of you so it doesn't charge us any money. And what people are doing is they're getting angry at the music industry, which is, yeah, for a certain extent, true, because it is out-of-date laws if you really want to argue that, but I'm not here to argue that. The point is that people are forgetting that we are responsible. We are the ones that have to deal with this. But the people who tell us that we are going to get in trouble is Twitch. Right? So you would think that Twitch would have a system to help us identify this, to one, protect their own asses, and two, protect our asses as the life of Twitch. Twitch is not Twitch without creators and the community. And if the community and the creators are gone, Twitch is an empty husk and, frankly, a pretty shitty one, right? I wouldn't fill up with anything else but good creators. So you would think that they would invest in helping us. They haven't done that. So the DMCAnger is about that. It's about this right here. Yes, we are pissed at the music industry that it's very difficult to navigate. As a lot of people are saying in chat, right? It's not clear. The rules are not clear. That's why they seem like they're always changing. This isn't true per se from what I've heard, but it's the fact that it's hard to interpret because it's subjective, right? Because not every video game company comes together and in one DMCA.ca, that's why, DMCA.com tells us these video games are bad, right? This music's good. Like, for example, I played Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer. I have to go delete part of that VOD because I accidentally played a copyrighted song. How was I supposed to, it didn't occur to me right away. And luckily, someone in chat, my partner who was helping me with this run, right, Bruden, he informed me, like, yeah, by the way, that music's bad. He's the one who helped me. I wouldn't know that going in playing the game because I can't go and check the game and go from there. And yes, there are many people who has created a list and that there are those sources. But here's the thing. The fact that we have to go externally from the company to figure out what is the problem, right? Because here's the thing. Twitch says it's in the individual, but they don't want to help it, right? They don't want to help us. And in fact, they've made it even worse by showing that they don't give a crap about protecting our knowledge. Not our rights, our knowledge. They're not helping us. And I think if you watch someone like Devin Nash, which is being mentioned in chat, the sentiment is the same. He's saying it more elegantly because he's in the business, but we have the same feeling here, right? It is our responsibility, but Twitch has given us the finger. They have given everybody the finger. And it doesn't even matter about small versus large. They've given everybody the finger. Unless there's been some update where people who are in the thousands and are making Twitch a lot of money have a system to identify their VODs. To my knowledge, I believe people lost VODs without even being told. And they're the ones that are the partners or have, managers and things like this they have to deal with. They do have VOD tools? Interesting. Well, better than ours, but is it any better? Because I wouldn't imagine that people would complain about the systems. It was the auto-delete, right? But even then, auto-delete was imperfect from what I'm understanding. The auto-delete missed things, which means they're still getting in trouble. So that's what I'm saying. That this piece here is the worst thing ever. It's worse than YouTube. No, I heard. See, Gigahertz. I heard that it did miss things. I did hear that it did miss things. I didn't hear that it got everything, and it was in two different waves, right? There were two different waves that it happened in. But my point is this, okay? Yeah, but the notice was 48 hours in advance. After in a second wave, and they didn't tell us, and they told us just to delete. In that time between the two waves, there could have been a tool put out. The notice was fake. That's the conspiracy theory right now. It was a scare. It wasn't fake. It was a fear tactic. But the thing is, here's the thing. I don't care about this is a platform that needs to think about this and inform creators. Like I said, I would assume, and I would hope that most people would be in this group because we don't know. And the thing is, we do know, but we don't know enough on how to identify what's going to be like that, right? Even if there's a list, if we didn't have people out there who are creating resources for this, we'd be screwed. we would be screwed. And Twitch would be suffering, right? But now what's happened is now you've created this angst of people going like, hey, numbnuts, why are you doing this rant when you could have read the DMCA law yourself with your job? You do the research. Yeah, and I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. And I'm hoping that Twitch would tell me when I'm breaking the rules. I don't like the idea of live takedowns. I like the idea of being told afterwards, hey, your thing was muted, right? Like, I haven't gotten emails, and I'm assuming emails will be sent out when things get muted. I have to usually find out when I go into highlight. Right? Like, I have to go in and figure out when something is muted. And you know what? I'll tell you right now, I've had nothing muted in like the past few months because I've been using primarily non-DMCA music, but I was also using video game music, and a lot of my video game music was not muted. But now I'm nervous because it's a less than 1% chance. And guess what? If there's a less than 1% chance that I could lose my job from something that I can eliminate, I'm just going to eliminate it. But as a result, that's eliminating 3,700 hours of my content. Is there no better way that I can use a tool to check this? I don't care how small I am. There should be a system like on YouTube, and I don't care if YouTube has a lot more money than Twitch. There needs to be a system. There needs to be. There's an external site that's building one for people to send their VODs into, and it'll actually scan and check to see what would be breaking the rules. How did they do it? Are they bigger? I don't actually know. Right? But again, none of us, not many of us, in fact, probably almost none of us, unless you live in America, have a lawyer. We're trying to figure out these rules as they go along. And we are navigating essentially waters that Twitch said there's no raft for. Right? And the fact that we have no refute, because I bet you this is what happened, right? When they said it, this is what makes it sound very, very false, is the fact there's no refute when I'm pretty sure that is illegal. And the fact of the matter is they know they would get millions. They would get millions of claims, tens of millions of claims or refutes, right? But again, you're going to get it from all three of these. You're going to get it from all three of these people. So really, it's like, it's almost like they were saving themselves a headache. And they're just, again, once again, Twitch doing something half-assed. They tried to scare us half-assedly. They tried to warn us half-assedly with 48-hour notices. It doesn't matter between Wave 1 and Wave 2. In my eyes, between Wave 1 and Wave 2, I believe that was back in May, by the way. That's like 6 months. And there was nothing happening between Wave 1 and Wave 2. Because here's the thing. I would have been okay with this if they had talked about it a lot during the time. Then I would have been a lot more cognizant and doing a lot more research, saying like, hey, it's starting to get a little scary. Let's go figure this out. Twitch streamers, right? But they didn't. They were busy screwing up multiple representations of groups of people with their organizations, putting out things like celebrations, and making this mistake, right? And yes, I am taking low blows at them because they deserve the low blows. What the hell is happening at Twitch, man? I'm scared. I'm scared. In fact, to the point where I was seeing overreactions that don't even sound like overreactions now, where people are like, better go claim your Facebook and your YouTube gaming names. And I'm like, you know what? That's not even an overreaction anymore. It's really not. It's like, okay, maybe you could look at that really, like, you know, saying Twitch can never solve it. But I mean, I'm getting to that point where I'm going, till we're given tools, and until you have creators like me who are a little bit smaller but are reading DMCA law, you're going to have this problem, and banning them off your platform is not going to solve it, because you're going to have people who are going to be bigger who are also going to be in trouble, even if they have the tools, and even if it's deleting their VODs. You have to understand that there are people who are bigger who are having their VODs deleted that want to understand why it's getting deleted, and they want to figure out what's doing it before that happens, right? Otherwise, people wouldn't be in such an uproar. It wouldn't be such a pissed off it wouldn't be such a pissed off community response. Because again, right, it's comment section. Read comment section however you want. Comment sections are generally trash, right? You have to look past these people. These people are just shit disturbers. These are people that, you know, it's biased because I'm in it. These are the people you're really watching for, and they might need sympathy, or maybe they need some kind of fix, right? They need people to listen to, like, oh, I fucked up, please give me comfort, which is perfectly legal, or sorry, liable, and you know, warrants a response of sympathy. Right? I'm very sad I have to delete 3,700 hours of content. Go listen to me on my podcast. All right? I broke down because I'm sitting there going, that's all of my content, and I didn't know, and I did my best. Right? Like, I thought I was doing my best and I was doing things right. And that wasn't enough because I didn't know. Now I'm going to pay for it, which is understandable. Right? It's just like if I accidentally hit a squirrel with my car, the squirrel is dead. I feel terrible about it, but the fact of the matter is the result is still there. It's still on me. That's a very extreme example, but you know what I mean, right? Like, you still have to pay your dues, whether it's guilt or whether it's deleting your VODs. It would be nice if we were educated on this, and that Twitch showed that they wanted to educate us on. Right? Even with their basic, I've read their basic music thing, I was more confused reading it than just assuming not to play anything with audio. Right? Because some of it is legal jargon, and I'm not going to pay for a lawyer to read legal jargon with me, right? And some of it was, again, gray area, super gray area, but that's also part of the music industry, creating a gray area. I think that's the issue. So if you're going to have DMCAnger, do not have anger at this, right? Do not be upset that you can't play music whenever you want, because guess what? Artists need to eat more than exposure too, okay? Do not be this, where you're badgering these people, because you're wasting your fucking time. You're wasting your time badgering these people who are like THXD, right? Like there's no reason to be pissed at them because they're not getting anywhere. And if you're this, like me, you're upset at this. You're not upset at this. Yeah, you might be upset at the industry, but we're really upset at Twitch, right? We're really upset that our platform is not trying to at least give us a tool to help that. Because guess what? If the majority of the people are not partnered, that means there's a lot of smaller areas that need the tools to cover for the majority of the reasons that Twitch would get slammed with DMCA strikes. Even if we're not discovered, but eventually it could get discovered with a bigger system going through, right? Yeah, you might not have, you know, Warner looking down at a 5 average thing, but if they eventually get the power to do that, Twitch is going to be suffering eventually. Like, why not prepare that now, especially since the shitstorm has already hit? We've had two now. We've had two DMCA situations that have, you know, inflated and should warrant response. And Twitch's response was, delete your stuff. Not, hey, in the next 5 months, we're going to design a tool that will be accessible to everybody. Not, hey, we're going to update you and give you all these rules. And if they did, it's not helping, clearly. It's this. They're just yelling at us, it's your fault, and you should have known better. And that's shitty to know that that's my platform. That's not thinking about everybody here. It needs to be educated on. Where you would place people who use clips and images before being a critic and such, who would falsely DMCA whether it's fair use. Okay, hold on, Project. Let me read your thing here. I've also wondered where you would place people whom would use clips and images during being a critic and such, whom would be falsely DMCA'd when there's fair use for critiques and such. Like, first of all, false DMCAs, like, there were those things where people own their own music and they're getting claimed, right? That's the problem in the system. That's the problem in Twitch's auto delete system, where it's literally deleting people's owned content, right? Even if they have the 3 licenses. I don't know. I don't know enough about that to be able to do that. Falsely DMCA'd where there's fair use for critiques and stuff. It's probably somewhere between these two, I would say, right? Like, they probably know the rules. They're probably, like, in the know with the rules, but, like, they didn't know they were going to get attacked by a bot that would tell them, hey, no, you're not, right? That's hard to tell. I don't know enough about that. Brought up because many of the people who I'm talking about stuff, they like, dislike, and why about Star Trek as a prominent example. CBS Paramount is claiming the negative stuff struck down as one. Oh, like negative. Okay, but negative stuff has always been struck down, though. I believe YouTube also does that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't YouTube also have a thing that listens for like YouTube berating and stuff like that? I could be absolutely wrong on that. But like, if that's a thing, I don't know. Critique has always been something that people hate because people hate negative feedback. Negative publicity is still publicity, but they still hate negative publicity. I don't know if that has to do anything with DMCA. If they're taking a song and they're hating on it, I think it's the fact that they get busted for the song more than the critique. I don't think they give a shit about the voice of what you're saying, unless you're saying something hateful or that would break any other DM or break any other rules on Twitch around like moral and sound discussion. I don't think I don't know exactly how that works. Like I said, I don't know much. I don't know how to know a lot of this. Let's see. YouTube has so much money spent on this, whereas Twitch isn't making a profit from us yet. That is a lie. They make a lot of profit on a lot of things that we do. In fact, look at celebrations. They're trying to change donations. By the way, no one use celebrations. I'm going to use this as a quick platform to say no one use celebrations. Because they're taking 50% of a donation, by the way, and not telling you. That's bullshit. Donate through a donation link if they have it. It's not, and the fact that they actually removed features. I think back in June they were showing like you could customize it, and now there's just like less choices, and now they're taking a cut, whereas before they weren't in the beta. That's bullshit. That's really bad. And they want us to use soundtrack. I agree, gigahertz sound. The fact that soundtrack was rushed out so quickly is an indicator that this was going to be their best solution, which ticks me off. That ticks me off, right? It was in beta, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we have soundtrack, by the way. This will solve your future problems, but guess what? Your past X number of years on Twitch, you got to get rid of them, right? The future is now. Use our tools. Go from there. You're welcome. Fuck you. No, that's not how this works. That's ridiculous. That's insane to think that you could put something out like that, which will solve future problems. But even then, we are supporting a system that is not paying artists, by the way. It's not paying artists, and apparently it's not even completely safe. It still gets muted in VODs. It still can't, you still can't listen to the music. Like, it's a, once again, a half-assed solution, right? I'm just going through this. Yes, their clicks per minute. I don't actually know much about their clicks per minute. And the ad thing is they don't actually have. They're starting to fix that gigahertz. I believe they're trying to. They're making a deal with their Amazon. What was it, the Amazon advertising, which means that they'll actually have a lot more opportunities for ads. That's why they were pushing mid-roll ads, right? That's why they're pushing pre-roll ads, mid-roll ads, stuff like this. They want people to use it, right? So, like, that's the thing. Like, there's so much that goes into this, right? But the anger, I think, is I think people are misunderstanding what people are getting upset at. I truly believe that, right? That's the whole point of this video. I could have summed up however long we were talking about this in one simple thing. People are upset at the wrong thing. They think we're upset at the music industry and Twitch not taking the bullet for us. No, we're not upset at Twitch not taking the bullet for us. We're upset that Twitch didn't offer us the bulletproof jacket. We just wanted a jacket, man. We just wanted to wear a nice emblem that says, "Hey, we're in the know," right? We wanted people that would be able to inform us, but I don't even know if Twitch knows. Like, I don't even know if Twitch officially understands how this works. And like it was explained, and I'm gonna call it Devin Nash again, right? As he explained it, right? Back when live streaming started, they thought the rules were different, right? Like, they thought, hey, is this gonna be the same as video? It wasn't really clarified until, you know, the industry picked up significantly, and licensing companies caught wind of that and said, that's a big opportunity to make some money. Oh yeah. And now they're just slapping the same rules, but the rules are out of date, and they're slapping it on a new form of entertainment. They hate that we could do this, and I explained that more on my podcast, right? How they hate how we can make this happen. How I could be a kid in my basement, at least 13 years old, and I could just start streaming. And if I use copyright-free music and I play a video game and I have that game, that I could play a video game and create a career off of that video game. They hate that. They hate it. Right? That's it at the end of the day. And those who claim that the rules have been around forever, yeah, they're right. It's just, don't be pissed at us when we are taking responsibility for it and yelling this to people, right? It's not about this. It's about this again. So, that's all. I do these rants on Twitch. Come check me out. Links in the description below. There's my rant, and hopefully a good one.